Now, from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA Sports.
And tip-top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final, the web edition, one more time. You know, it's a curveball business and a curveball world, and we'll just try to keep rolling with it and hope that week number 3 of the high school football season maybe is a little bit more normal from the television end of things, but we can't complain about the quality of games, the upsets, the fun, and I tell you what, there was nothing any bigger on this night than the showdown in the Flower City. Palmyra against Centralia, a battle that could go a long way towards determining a Clarence Cannon Conference champion, and in these type of games, Centralia nearly unbeatable, been 8 years, not counting last year's Clark County game, since they'd lost a conference game. Palmyra came out strange game plan. 8 straight passes, got down to the 19-yard line, including that great catch right there by Case Doyle, but came away with nothing. Then Centralia goes to work with its running game. Ethan Layton in place of the injured Colin Relfs, and this kid was a powerhouse. Didn't play football last year, ran cross-country. Doesn't look like any cross-country runner I know. In for the plunge, makes it 7-0 at that point. Palmyra would erupt behind what might be the play of the year. Check out Caleb Kaiser nearly going to a knee. He levitates there for a second, and Mr. Kaiser sets up his blocks, reads the field, and just does some of the best special teams work you're going to ever see at any level of high school, college, or pro football. Just great stuff. 76 yards in for the score. The PAT failed despite the screaming fans, and it was 7-6. The defenses would take over. How about Devin Duncan for Centralia? 4th and 1, Palmyra at Centralia's 9. That stops the momentum as Brock Butler is taken out. Centralia takes the ball back over, and it's time for this guy. Zach Etzler back after missing last week due to team reasons. On 4th and 1, he's going to go all 41 of it to extend Centralia's lead at that point to 14-6. But in the waning seconds of the first half, Palmyra shows the kind of moxie and resiliency that marked it all night long. Brock Butler with 20 seconds left to the air. Bullet point pass to Jordan Nutt. Had a couple of touchdown receptions tonight. And are you kidding me? Palmyra gets it done. Palmyra with a big win at home tonight in the Flower City, 24-21. The Panthers positioned nicely now to take over the Clarence Cannon Conference, although plenty of work ahead. But this has to be the biggest win to date of the Kevin Miles era in P-Town, and the biggest win probably in 7 or 8 years for Palmyra. Congratulations to the Panthers. Job well done, fellas. Also, job well done, out of luck anyway, to Gary Moran of Mexico, Missouri, who becomes our second qualifier for that great little Honda dirt bike that our friends from TNT Action Sports are giving away in conjunction with this promotion. Gary Moran, come on down. You are winner number 2. Let's move on to some scores from the Clarence Cannon Conference. Clark County going on the road to Louisiana tonight. I know Javen Ray had 3 touchdowns at least in this game when I last saw the score as Clark County beats Louisiana on the road. 40-14 was your final. Beware of Monroe City. Team on the rise. Gave Clark County a bit of a tussle last week. Monroe City goes on the road tonight and beats up on Mark Twain 50-30. Grant O'Brien had a hand in 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing, and a 2-point conversion to help lead his team to victory. Brookfield came in highly touted. The Highland Cougars gave Brookfield all they could handle tonight, falling just shy, losing a 17-14 game. And Macon tonight a winner over South Shelby. Final count in that game was 25-14. How about the Hannibal Pirates taking on the Upstart program out of Columbia, Missouri? Battle High School, great name. Tell you what, great start in this one for the Hannibal Pirates. Who else? Mitch Nichols taking over on the opening kickoff. Going to find some open turf on this beautiful new field they've built. Get horse-colored to boot. That gives Hannibal a very short field to work with. Mitch Nichols again doing the work all on his own. In for the score at that point. Hannibal takes the early 6-0 lead. Battle, though, about to answer here. Marshall Willington gets loose down the sideline, and the junior's going to take it to the house for 6. Remember, Battle won their opening game in a blowout fashion against Kansas City East last week. More from Hannibal. How about this time? Jerry McBride back healthy and looking fantastic. Some moves right here. Nobody's going to touch him. 85 yards en route to the end zone. Nice to see Jerry McBride back for the Hannibal Pirates. More from the Pirates right here. Austin Kirby doing it all on his own. A 1-yard touchdown plunge to extend Hannibal's lead to 20-7 at that point. Hannibal Battle fought back in this one. First ever Spartan touchdown pass. Brevin Tyler hooks up with Marcus Teague to pull the Spartans back within 7, but Hannibal finds a way to get it done down the stretch. The Pirates get their first win of the season, improved to 1-1. 42-27 would be your final there. Let's talk a little Tri-Rivers Conference football if we can. kind of a nice upset tonight. Scotland County at home tonight, getting the big win over favored Knox County. Yeah, I blew that prediction. Scotland County making us all look a little dumb this week, and Scotland County looking good in the offing. Nice win for the Tigers, 34-30 in a high-octane game with not a whole lot of defense. North Shelby, we'll get to them in a second. First of all, in the emo tonight, Bowling Green. Tell you what, Malik McPike and company just destroying Winfield. They're 2-0, are the Bobcats, team that needs more attention. They win tonight by the final count of 45-0 over Winfield. Now back to the Tri-Rivers Conference. North Shelby trying to get that long 38-game losing streak over tonight on Fayette's opening drive. Good signs early. North Shelby's defense forcing the fumble right here to set the offense up in really good position. And that position is about to get a whole lot better courtesy of that Raider offense, sporting the ketchup and mustard colored traditional uniforms right here. Jacob Rich to the air to Dylan Mettis. It's a 40-yard bomb that puts the Raiders deep into Falcon territory at that point. And that sets up the outstanding tailback, John Arnett, going to take the sweep and just keep sweeping in this one to the outside to give North Shelby the early lead. North Shelby's defense continued to force turnovers for much of the early first half. Again, the defense also keeping it close right here after the fumble recovery. Great stuff right there. Some great receiving as well right here from TJ Perry as he makes a great catch off the pass from Jacob Rich. Unfortunately, North Shelby just didn't have enough tonight to get over the top. The losing streak continues as North Shelby drops one to Fayette. 38-20 was your final in that ball game. Some Iowa scores to pass along tonight. Keokuk falls to 0-2 on the season. A couple of touchdowns, though, this week after Keokuk was held to just a field goal at Ottumwa last week. 28-14 was your final on that one. Fort Madison falls to 1-1 on the season, losing at home tonight to Sheraton. 21-14 was your final. And how about the Central Lee Hawks? We told you in the preseason they looked kind of good in their scrimmage against Keokuk. Tonight at Highland Riverside, big win for the Hawks as they take out Highland Riverside by the final count in this one of 43-6. Take you to Flynn Stadium tonight. Skydivers. Somebody tell Mattingly Romanen to get out of the way here. No more Hannibal Caveman jokes about skydiving. That went successfully. So too did the first drive for the Quincy Blue Devils behind that fella, Malik Robbins. Just nothing but pure heart on that 10-yard run. Explodes in for the score. Mr. Robbins tonight with 204 yards rushing. He's certainly looking like a Player of the Year candidate. I'll tell you what, P&D, though, would answer right back in this game. DeMarco Washington, the quarterback from 4 yards out, ties the game up at 7 apiece. Quincy High School, though, with answers. None bigger than this one from Mr. Osborne. Oh, my goodness. This is why he's the breakaway threat in this backfield, and he's going to break straight to the end zone to put his team up at that point. The Quincy Blue Devils never look back in this ball game. They get the victory tonight, and it's a good one, a quality win to get to 2-0. And if you're counting playoff points, this is one Quincy High School probably needed. They got it tonight. Final count in this one, 35-26. The news not quite as good for the Jacksonville Crimsons as Glenwood's mastery of Mark Brown's team continues. 21-7 your final. This game was 7-7 early, but again, Glenwood just keeps finding ways to beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville falls to 1-1 on the season, losing to Chatham Glenwood. Also today, the losing streak continues for West Prairie. Princeville goes on the road and beats West Prairie 43-0 in a game some of us, myself included, thought maybe that West Prairie had a chance to get off the schneid with. Quincy Notre Dame at home in advance of the big showdown with Elias, trying to go 2-0 on the season. Tell you what, that quick strike Q&D offense looking great behind Joey McKay. What a quarterback he's become, what targets he has, among them Barry Welper. Oh, I'll just snatch that and go. Big yak at the back end of this. Tell you what, Barry can even slow down and watch his way into the end zone right there. More from Joey McKay. Going to go to the air and going to find Jordan Chappell on his next passing attempt, and it's a good one. Another big game. It's the Air Raiders in this one. What's gotten into Bill Cannell and company just throwing the ball around? I tell you what, you dance with the girl that brung you, and Quincy Notre Dame doing that effectively tonight. That reception sets up the beautiful quarterback draw right here for McKay as he's going to scamper his way in for the touchdown. Big night for the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders as they look most effective beating up on Alton Marquette in this one. Final count, all Q&D, which improves now to 2-0 on the season. 41-7 was your final in that ball game. More for you now from the West Central Conference. Pittsfield GriggsvillePerry playing host to Macomb tonight. The Saukeys home opener. Macomb trying to spoil it. Reed Sprinkle was a man possessed tonight. Just knocking people off him in John Riggins fashion right there. Beautiful stuff from Mr. Sprinkle. Had 235 yards rushing tonight. 2 big carries right here to move his team into the Pittsfield Saukey red zone at that point. However, some defense would save Pittsfield in this one. Great play behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle for loss from Cam Herring. That would set up a field goal. Trey Augusta going to boot that home for Macomb, make it a 3-0 ball game at that point. Wade Smith and the Pittsfield GriggsvillePerry offense trying to get some things going. They would go to the air. Tell you what, Wade Smith can wing it, and at the other end of it, the big tight end, Eli Petty, with a great catch right here. Unfortunately for Pittsfield GriggsvillePerry, they really couldn't build any consistent momentum. Defense from Macomb was big in this one. We mentioned the outstanding defensive end, DJ Williams. He was good again tonight. Forced fumble right here, and the recovery. That sets up Hunter Minette, who's going to get the big carry in this one. Again, the biggest story in this game, a late pick-6 interception by the aforementioned Reed Sprinkle of 32 yards. Mr. Sprinkle, one of the great candidates for Player of the Week tonight, as he has a huge night. Macomb gets the victory, and it's a big one as they get off the schneid and prove to 1-1 on the season. 16-8 was your final there. Let's do some other scores tonight. Rushville Industry is 2-0 on the season, and they left little doubt about it against struggling Bushnell Prairie City Avon. 71-0 was your final in that ball game. Speaking of guys who deserve consideration as your Player of the Week, Alex Miles was a one-man gang for Beardstown tonight. 5 touchdowns. I believe one of them was defensive, as Beardstown improves to 2-0 and beats South Fulton senseless tonight. 43-12 was your final in that ball game. Let's do some WIVC North action tonight. Camp Point Central taking on Calhoun. Tough night for our buddy Aaron Elmore, taking over his alma mater. His team throwing one away early as Mike Johnson, the outstanding linebacker, one of 5. Actually, Central probably has 7 great linebackers. He's a big one among them. And then it's Alher Saldana going right here. Just 3 carries tonight. But I tell you what, talk about efficiency. 123 yards, big touchdown rumble right there. And that was just getting things started, as Central's going to look every bit the number 4 team in the state tonight. Cole Phillips, new running quarterback for his team. He can certainly do that kind of thing. Goes right through 2 would-be tacklers in for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 at that point. Central not done yet. The other emergent wingback, Austin Cranberg, going to take the toss sweep to the left, and he's going to find his way into the end zone for another score. Central offense just clicking on all cylinders. These guys are scary, scary good in this one. And again, Aaron Elmore not real happy with his team's performance. It's a rebuilding project, Aaron. And you rebuilt Beardstown, so we have ultimate faith you can do so in Calhoun, just not tonight, not this quickly. Great pass from Cole Phillips right here to Austin Cranberg, wide open, all alone in the end zone, goes home to make it a 28-0 lead at that point. More from Saldana. He's really good. Brad Dixon really pleased with his team, as well he should have been, because they were fantastic tonight at home. And if you got a chance to see them, you probably should have, because they got everything in the arsenal. More right here. Another big run from Alher Saldana going in for the score as well. And we'll leave you with another Austin Cranberg touchdown. Just touchdowns aplenty out of the Panthers tonight as they get the big-time victory tonight. Rolling away in this game, 55-0 was your final in that one. Some more WIVC scores tonight. The news not good for Triopia, which falls to 0-2 tonight for the first time since the Industrial Revolution, I believe. Carrollton, really, really good. The pride of the South, supposedly. They win tonight by the final count of 34-8. How about the Pleasant? Well, I'll get to the Pleasant Hill Wolves in a second. I got to talk about maybe the most impressive win of the night by anybody in Illinois. That's Brown County, and what they did to a really good West Central team tonight. 46-28 was your final in that ball game. Brown County, after scoring just 8 points a week ago, lets the offense loose a little bit. Heath Fullerton will be very pleased with his offensive linemen. They just bludgeoned a really big, physical West Central defense tonight. Brown County 2-0 on the season, 46-28, your final there. I've got more from the WIVC. I've got Greenfield beating up on Unity Payson 40-7. Scott Beck with his team's only touchdown. And how about Pleasant Hill Western trying to go now to 2-0 on the season over at Franklin Field tonight. Wolves already with a big lead. They're not going to relinquish it anytime soon in this one. Corbin Edwards going to take the easy rumble into the end zone to extend his team's lead at that point. And then after the 7-yard touchdown, the defense takes over, and Pleasant Hill's defense plenty stingy. Kyle Mowen going to come up not with 1, but 2 incredible tackles right here behind the line of scrimmage on successive plays. Tell you what, we talked about him this week. That forced a fumble. ISD would recover. Really didn't matter. ISD forced a punt on the ensuing possession, and A-Rod's going to go to work. Not the Yankee that everybody hates, the guy in Pleasant Hill that everybody loves. Alex Rodhouse right here on the punt return, about to get loose with himself. More sensational 7-worthy special teams. Tell you what, we've hit the gold mine the last couple of weeks. Rodhouse showing off the Jets right there. His defense going to show out as well. And you know what? It's Bo Smith, one of those outstanding twin Smith brothers, doing some behind the line of scrimmage, just brutalization right there as Pleasant Hill gets the big win tonight in a blowout and in a shutout going away in this one. Some other scores to pass along on the night. We've got volleyball for you from the Suns Classic. Liberty a winner over Unity, 2-0. That means Liberty heads off to the championship pool to play against Southeastern and Central tomorrow. 25-16, 25-11 were your scores there. More volleyball from that tournament. Payson Seymour a winner over Western, 2-0 as well. Some other scores to pass along in soccer tonight. Hannibal over Ellsbury, 5-2. Tyler Thomure with a pair of goals in that one. Softball, Canton jumps all over Marion County, 22-8. Jeremy, how about some college soccer score to pass along as well? The Quincy University women beat Tiffin 2-1. Let's go back to volleyball. One more set of highlights for you. Southeastern taking on Beardstown. You are looking at the outstanding freshman Colby McClelland, who you'll hear much more about tomorrow in our Burris Hybrid Seeds of Greatness. Southeastern taking apart Beardstown in game number 1. Great serving from Dakota Limpcomb. Then it's Colby McClelland right here doing that kill thing from the back line even, getting that down at Beardstown's expense. More to come from Southeastern. They're undefeated in this tournament and 4-0 on the season thanks to Carrie Twaddell throwing down the powerful thwack right here. We're not done yet. The other outstanding freshman from Southeastern, that's Madison Fox right there doing some nice work as well for her team. Colby McClelland again. Southeastern wins in straight games in this one. Final count was 25-7, 25-21. Hey, we're all out of time here on your web edition of Sports Final. I promise you, barring heat, fires, pestilence, or plague, we'll have a regular, normal, with score Sports Final on the air next week for week 3, which is headlined by that outstanding Helias Q&E game. That much more. I got a huge overtime for you coming up tomorrow. A half hour of goodness right here at 10:30. We'll see you then, everybody.